Matt, welcome to the second episode of Book 3 of the Westgate Irregulars campaign. I am Eric Scott DeVee, the extremely tall DM of this campaign. I often forget to mention that I write books, but we all write books, and my books are down in the doobly-doo below, but I'm sure Rhiannon will tell you more about that. Anyway, take it away, Erin.
Sorry. Your books are in the doobly-doo and I got stuck. Okay. Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angel Saga, and I play Tsetseliya, a half-elf who is definitely not a warlock. I'm also going to tell you about our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure. And this includes Frida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angel Saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and on all iPhone, iPad, and on all Android devices. I almost skipped those Apple ones. If you are a fan, if you've come here from Idle Champions, you can type the command at the bottom of the screen into chat, and it will spit out a code for an Electrum chest of your very own. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you want to know more, you can check them out at idlechampions.com.
Sweet.
I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy as Rhiannon Held, space opera is RZ Held, and you can find our books, as Eric said, in the Amazon widget on our Twitch page, and then also on our website, dungeonscrawlers.com. You can check out something from all of us. And I play Artemisia, half-elf sorcerer who really likes lightning, and also now a pancake. If you
that's right! Oh my God, that's what I want to talk
The
about.
pancakes.
Oh, I forgot.
You can see both Artemisia and Tsetseliya on our Twitter and on our Discord, and because that's awesome. They're pancakes now.
Lee Goldberg made amazing pancakes.
Sweet.
Of both of us.
Oh, I'm jealous. Hi, I'm Ying Wang. I play Stong MacGuck, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir to the Doobly-Doo tribe.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I'm up. I'm used to Yang Yang having something more to say. Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I play Sturge, who is an arcane trickster and diviner. This week I want to give a shout out to Map Hammer, who provides really excellent maps on Patreon, and joined that so I could get a piece of one of his maps for use tonight.
Is it a piece that has lots of treasure and fuzzy bunnies on it?
Maybe.
I swear, nice.
Actually, I don't know if it's a he. It could say he, she, or them. Good. I do not know. Actually, I do think it's a he. Anyway, thank you.
No, they seem like very masculine maps, but it's hard to say.
Good. Yes. Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Emily Tang. I am a writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed on the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. And I play Caliph Amakir, an Averial necromancer with commitment issues. I also feel like I need to point out this absurdly big mug is not product placement. There's a logo that flashes up every now and then. It's just, I need a lot of hot tea right now. So, and this is the biggest mug I have.
But manufacturer, it could be product placement.
Yeah,
That's right. Hi, I'm Randy Henderson. I play Rogar Battle Baron, Dwarf Cleric, and Baby Gay. And I write books too. I think we're all writers. So Finn Fancy, if you want some necromancy, you can read about Finn living in the Seattle area, dealing with Sasquatch mercenaries and gnome mobsters and 80s nostalgia. So there you go. Check it out in the doobly-doo. I had to get into doobly-doo.
Nice. Hey, it is the phrase that pays. Anyway, so when we left off, it was a very tense moment in a bar, and I believe some people were thinking about turning that into combat, but I'm not sure that's really happening. So let's see. So Tsetseliya had given her speech, and you were all you all took some time to discuss what to do next. So what are the results of that conversation?
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Squeeze some information out of that vampire.
Caliph, you're
Can
up.
you tell everybody why you have a vampire in a jar?
Oh yeah, Caliph. At the end of the last book, she popped out of a portal that a demon was coming through, took its place, sort of, and in the middle of combat with no idea what was going on. But then some vampires started dying around her, so she's like, "Okay, cool. I guess I'll Pokeball one."
Specifically, that's the vampire that killed Stong. So I want everybody to really appreciate whatever we get to do to this thing.
Okay, so for the record,
That's the vampire that severely injured Stong. The vampire who killed Stong is the Night King with the spell.
Did
But-
he?
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
so
We
we
Alright.
still have
the
to wait
soul-
for us to crush that one.
It's
Well,
fine.
so for Soul Cage, any trap soul, we can use it up to 6 times, which means we have 5 questions that we can ask this one, and then 1 steal life to wring all the assets out of it in revenge.
Okay. Sounds good.
Wow. All right. Good to know. Okay. So
You can just like put it on the table, or do you have to hold it, or how do we do this?
I think we can put it on the table and then just like,
so what does this object look like that you
Yeah,
have,
what's it
Taylor?
look like?
it looks like a glowing sphere that's wreathed in bone white swirls of magic.
Oh,
Inside, there's something dark writhing.
Got it.
Okay.
like that. And when you talk to it, does the face come up like somebody really close to a fisheye lens and go, "What? Let me out of here!" Stuff like
It's
that.
like Voldemort on the back of Quirrell's head.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're playing, as you're paying attention to the soul in the cage, the swirling mist inside kind of turns into a face, takes a shape, like a howling in pain face. He goes as it swirls around into different expressions of pain and suffering.
Anyone feel sorry for this guy? Anyone?
No.
0.
Well, you
So,
know,
come on,
what should we
I mean, honestly, if you're gonna ask Rogar, there's like, I don't know his tragic backstory. Maybe he was just a simple, loving father and husband who got bitten by a vampire and then it's forced into the service of the Night King and over centuries became corrupt. I don't know. Maybe he, we deprived him of a chance at redemption. So, but I guess that's just Rogar's thing.
Well, if we have leftover questions, we can ask
Well, I was
about
thinking,
whether he regrets the lack of redemption.
I was thinking he's the count of coins, right? So he probably has access to a bunch of coins. And so if we ask him where all these coins are and gave and promised to give some of it to a charity, to help the people who he hurt, as to help him redeem his soul. And that would benefit us and him. But
Do they have to answer
so
truthfully?
if we have one question, we could do that. Rogar would like to, but I don't. But I'm derailing the central point of all of this.
Do they have to answer truthfully?
The soul knows only what it knew in life, but it must answer you truthfully and to the best ability.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Or
So
not at
I-
all? Can it refuse to answer? It must
It
I
answer.
guess we're
Best of
gonna
its
find
ability.
out. Let's ask it. Let's ask it
And
where.
Caliph, you also know that it communicates telepathically with the person who communicates with it. And Caliph, as the caster of the spell, is the only one who can communicate with it.
All right.
Okay.
So
Ask it.
good question.
Ask it where to find Lazar Dovaskaya.
Where do we find Lazar Dovaskaya?
All right. So you send this message to the soul in the cage, and it comes back with Lazar, he fled our tender embrace. Which is probably for the best, because we had meant to turn him into one of us, an undying creature of the night. When last I knew, he was in the tender clutches of the Duke of Whispers.
Oh, I hate that guy. Okay, wait, I don't know that, yo.
Can we find the Duke of Whispers?
The Duke of Whispers takes many forms and many faces. He will find you before you find him.
It's not helpful.
That's
Hey,
Or
was assuming-
her, or them. You won't know.
That's that guy. That person is the one that we killed, who then was like, "Psych, I'm not dead." So I feel like, we find a vampire, we just kill him just in case, because I think we owe him one. He owes us one. I'm not sure how that part works. Okay, so I'm assuming Caleb has informed us of this. Or is there anything we're holding
Relaying
back?
Yeah, you can just assume I'm relaying all this to you as I hear
Are
it.
you relaying it in the same creepy voice that his thoughts are coming into your head?
Yeah, I don't want anyone to miss any context.
Right, yeah.
Are you
Your bone
enjoying
wakes up
this?
as you're doing the creepy voice.
Okay, let's just
Sorry.
mediuming it up.
I know. Remember, if Stong does ascending to Lazar, unless there's some kind of blocking magic, Lazar may be able to tell us himself where he is or give us clues.
So
That is
since you
true.
stopped asking questions of the soul, its face discorporates back into mist.
Are there any other
Keeps swirling
things
around.
we can ask the vampire as long as we've got it? Because I get the impression this isn't going to stick around.
We could ask about weaknesses.
Wait a minute. He just contradicted himself. He said we were going to choose to turn him into a vampire, but what do you say?
He ran away.
Right, but now he's with the Duke of
No.
Whispers?
I think what he means is the last time he heard about him, it was when he was with the Duke of Whispers. And that's where we found his blood and hair and figured out he wasn't dead.
Okay,
So I think that he fled from there.
we don't need to
um,
find the Duke of Whispers. We just need to find Lazar because he's not with we know he's not with the Duke of Whispers because he just said
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
So we can we ask, how did they contact Lazar? How did they get in contact with Lazar in the first place? Maybe we can use that to lure him out.
Yes, that question.
Okay. How did you contact Lazar?
How did you come in contact with Lazar?
How did
Because
you
I don't
come
want to
into
go.
contact?
I don't want to hear the vampire go. We didn't.
He approached us seeking a wayward child who had stolen from him. Once that was done, magic was how we kept in touch, sending messages back and forth, back and forth.
God.
I kind of want to
Yes.
ask this vampire if he talked like that before we captured him, but I don't actually want to waste one of the questions.
Well, here's the thing. We've asked 3 questions. I'm a little at a loss for what else we could ask the vampire. So Tsetseliya is kind of just looking at you guys like, come on, anything. And if nothing, she's ready to just smash it with an axe, which I'm guessing Kalis doesn't want her to do. So
Since the Night King was not defeated, I mean, we could take the opportunity to ask, what is the Night King's greatest weakness, just for future use. But
Yeah.
also, I still say, ask him where all the coins are. But because we could use coins and then maybe his final act would be doing something good. That's Rogar, though, again, wanting to
and-
redeem.
We might ask if in their time dealing with Lazar revealed anything that we could use against him.
that's a good one.
Oh, aye.
When you dealt with Lazar, did Lazar reveal anything that we can use against him?
I do not know your capabilities, except that you are powerful enough to defeat us. If you were powerful enough to defeat us, you could defeat him. He is arrogant and foolhardy and makes poor choices, such as allying with us.
Well, at least he was honest about that.
It tracks.
Yep.
Oh, he's a lot more dangerous than I think. I mean, you guys know. I shouldn't say that. You guys know. I have gotten you stuck in that before. Okay.
Jay really wants you to ask about the coins.
I mean,
Do the
at this
coin.
point,
No.
like, cut off the charity part. Just like, where's your money? And then we can decide what we want to do with it. Sorry, Rigger.
Kind of at Money or Night King?
I mean,
vote.
2 more questions. We can ask both.
I think we only have one more question.
You have 2
Well,
more
no,
questions.
We do? Okay, cool.
I said we had 5 questions because we wanted to say when to torture him, but
You can exploit the soul 6 times. You've done so 4 times.
Okay. Well, then let's do that. Let's ask Night King and then coins. What's the Night King's greatest weakness? What? How? See, I'm afraid he's going to be like, he loves chocolate or cares about his daughter or something useless.
A fine wine, which you cannot even drink.
what is the Night King's greatest weakness that we can use to end him?
The sword that drove him from Westgate, the sword that he fears and has launched entire crusades to attempt to trick from its wielder. And he has succeeded, and it is now passed to a lesser wielder.
Are you going to say all of that,
ouch.
Caleb?
Ouch.
Are you going to hold
That's
some of them
brutal.
back?
Lesser in
Thank you.
strength and lesser in stature, lesser in resolve and
These guys just keep
lesser in
going.
power.
Wow.
This is
That
the
did
most he's
not-
answered
He keeps
any
going
question. He's just really excited to answer this one, I see.
Yes.
Caleb is probably going to say it word for word.
Oh,
Just going to lean over and be like, Caleb, he's talking about Rogar, so maybe like,
Just stops mid-word.
The funny thing is that Caleb wouldn't know that, right? She
Mm.
doesn't have all that context.
mm,
But I'm glad you all got it.
You know, there was a time when Rogar would have been really like angsty and hurt by that, but right now he's like kind of like, whatever. Like, I resurrected Stone from the dead. We defeated the Night King. I can summon Vindicator. It chose me. And I found a cure for the bleakness and saved my entire people. I'm happy.
And
you
you're
can't
not
touch
in a
me.
jar.
I'm not in a jar.
So you're up on this guy.
yeah.
Aye.
And I think your stature is perfectly fine, Ruan says.
Well, thank you, Ruan.
All right.
I am the
ask
perfect
about
height.
ask about the coins, and then let's
Yeah,
mess
book
this
at
guy
it.
up.
Where's your coins?
My coins. I am the Count of Coins. They are metaphorical coins. But, of course, I do hoard the wealth of the Night King and the Night Masks. And they are distributed through many places throughout the city.
You gonna start listing him? She did ask for the best of his ability.
I would say that the most certain storehouse that you can still find would be beneath the watchtower at the heart of everything.
Beneath the watchtower at the heart of everything. Does this spell make them poets? Is that what's going on here? Just give us an address. Torture him.
It does say that the answer might be cryptic. So
I believe this is entirely within the rules. I also believe Tsetseliya's like, God, magic is such bullshit sometimes.
and then
We got
the
one more.
soul. I think that was
I
both
think
of
that
your
was
other two.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Spell
then
ends.
the spell ends, the soul flits away.
Well, you got room for a new one,
At least.
so
When you
We
say
got his
flits
coins
away-
at least,
Oh.
eventually.
The watchtower at the heart of everything.
When you say flits away, is it like dissipating, or does it now free to like go and wreak havoc? I'm not clear on the effects.
It floats upward in a mist, like a vampiric mist, and then flies off, seeping through the wall.
I want to register a meta comment. If this leads to the Queen of Coins coming back, I am going to throw my laptop. It's not allowed. You have 1 billion vampires. Use one of those.
You've killed most of that billion vampires.
No, we have not.
Okay.
But this one stays dead because I chopped it in half and Kayla's trapped it in a jar. Just want to register that.
All right.
It was
Okay.
consumed by all the questions. We used it up.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. If it comes back, we're just gonna ask it more questions until it cries.
The count shows up. Is like, oh no, not you again.
Yeah.
Hi, do you remember this?
Do you remember
Okay.
the Pokeball?
So we do know. Oh, we know they could take ascending.
Yes. I
Go
still
for
have one
setting.
more.
That I think is what we need to do.
Find out
Um,
about that.
Yeah, but I think as you guys were talking about that and Stong like overheard the answer, I'd like to roll some sort of general knowledge check to see like if Stong knows of any watchtowers, like
Okay,
around Westgate.
sure.
That could be the heart of everything. So would that be like a survival or like a history, investigation,
Just be an intelligence check.
intelligence check? Okay. So it's this -3. Okay, that is a whopping 7.
Minus?
He
I
died.
died yesterday.
It's
He did
still lingering.
Well, certainly I'm going to try to figure that out as well.
Stong, your mind is too clouded. You think that it must be something metaphorical, like find a money changer who keeps a close eye on this heart of his, and maybe goes out and walks amongst the raindrops singing to himself.
Oh, Stong, you're making my head hurt, but I rolled no better than you. Never mind.
I think I did hear a bard named James Hendricks singing about the Watchtower, but I can't remember what he said.
Hendrix.
Well, if
Alright.
if we're all rolling, I want to roll.
Sturge,
We
your
should discuss about
encyclopedic
cities.
knowledge of the city does not extend to metaphor. You despise metaphor as regards physical objects in the city.
Artemisia rolled 17. She might know.
17. There is a watchtower that is central to the triangle market, the market
should-
triangle, which is the center of the city.
We should try that first.
That
I mean,
makes
Let's
sense.
roll
Um,
22.
I thought we had a different kind of mission rather than treasure hunting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought we were gonna fix. She's just gonna
dude.
point at the flaming sword on the
We
table and be
can
like,
come back to
"Mm-mm."
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Well,
can send
okay, you guys
Lazar.
want to go play? Fine, I'm leaving.
I'm going with her, Ruan says.
No, of course, but for later. But it doesn't matter right now. Send,
You
Yeah.
guys
send.
should feel free to split the party if that's really what you want to do. Just for the
Good to
record.
keep it in our heads for later. Stong, let's work out what you need to ask of Lazar. We need to make him a deal. The deal is a cure. You're
Mhm.
speaking on behalf of his daughter, I suppose. Is that correct, Tsetseliya? Or
Whatever makes. I mean, yeah, that probably makes the most sense. If
We
he thinks
You don't have to if you don't want. We can be like the
he's not
buffer.
gonna listen. I mean,
He will when he hears that there's an antidote, that you have an antidote and a deal. You wish to make him a deal, but you need to locate him. Where the hell is he?
yeah.
That sort of thing.
Don't mention what it's for.
Right.
Don't give him a chance to think up something, because
Right.
I think he will.
How much
But if
does
you
he
tell him-
want?
So, are we
Yeah.
asking him to give us a scroll or to teach one of us a spell?
Tell him
or-
we want to make a deal,
In
and that we
person.
have, and we want to meet him. That we
In
have the
Oh,
antidote,
okay.
and tell him where should we meet. Do you want to? Could we meet at the watchtower? I don't know. We can't. I want to. Wherever we are, we need to be somewhere we can just cast this and get it done.
May I
And
tell you
probably
a
the middle of the
theory?
market's wrong.
I have a
Yeah.
theory.
I mean, maybe. What's the theory about?
Lazar is a singularly unpleasant individual.
You don't have to tell me that.
He has many enemies, in his weakened state, it seems likely to me that he's in the hands of an enemy and could very well not be, or that he's in hiding and he's not at liberty to meet us wherever. We may have to find him.
Well, I think we open with meet us somewhere. Not Briar House. Don't tell him where I live. Is there somewhere outside the city that we could, that's defensible? Is there something we know of that would be a good place to meet at just outside the city?
I mean, the arena. We've used that many
Meet
times.
at the arena. All right, tell him to meet us at the arena. Tell him we have the antidote. But we
And
want to
he-
make a deal,
He cannot meet us at the arena. He should tell us where he is.
right? If he says no, then he has to offer a different option. That's the rules.
Artemisia looks distracted while you guys are talking to each other. She looks over at one of the windows in the room. And so she's clearly still listening, but she goes over to the window to see if she can like see what's there or like open it or something. So just she's doing that to the side.
Okay. Yeah, it's a dirty, dusty window. It doesn't look like it's been, it doesn't look like it's opened regularly, but yeah, you can push it outward. It is made of glass, although the glass is obviously very old and cracked. And yeah. Is anyone else particularly watching what Artemisia is doing?
Where are we again? We are in.
In the back room of
You're
a
in
tavern.
the back room
Oh,
of the
right.
Rotten Root Tavern,
Mhm.
which is kind of like a daylight basement sort of room, because the Rotten Root itself is partly below the street, and then there's a big tree growing on top of it. So like roots hang down from the ceiling, and the ceiling is very low. So Stong is very uncomfortable in this place, but all the rest of you are a little bit on the short side. So
I just assume Song is sprawled across a chair right now.
Yeah,
then
he's
you'd
very
be
weary all the time.
I was gonna say you're probably uncomfortable everywhere right now.
Even when
Sorry.
it hurts.
Rogar snuggled up against Ruan.
Ugh.
So let's get this sending sent and figure out our next step.
I guess. I mean, if we're all sitting around there, I don't think I'd be paying too much attention to what Artemisia is doing. She's.
Tsetseliya is a little goal oriented right now, so yeah.
mhm.
No one needs to. I'm just
Okay.
she's doing her own thing.
Okay.
Just shout, "Hey, what's that?" as something important happens.
Stong's gonna cast a sending and then
All right.
send that
What's
message
your
to
message?
Lazar. Oh, do you
What
want me to
is-
say it?
Yep.
Lazar, this is the Westgate Irregulars. We have the antidote. Meet us at the Quivering Thumb Arena. If you can't, tell us where you are.
Okay,
We want to make a deal. Oh, we are at words. Okay.
that's out of words.
Well, if we surprise him with the deal part, I don't think that's so bad.
He'll get
Yeah,
the
that's
implication.
that's.
Yeah.
We got something he wants.
I mean, honestly, if we show up and he's like, "Excuse me, this was supposed to be a gift," I don't think we're in a totally different bargaining place.
That would be really funny. Okay, so
Father's Day.
after a moment's hesitation, you get back. I am happy to bargain, but I can't leave where I am. I am trapped underground somewhere dark and wet. There are scaly creatures keeping me prisoner.
So after Stong repeats that, he then says, "Scaly creatures."
Scaly creatures.
That's pretty vague.
Why can nobody just give us an address?
Or tell us what the creatures are.
Do we know? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, Artemisia is just like, going to the mercy closet. We'll be back. Thinking about the scaly creatures while I'm doing that.
Mercy closet.
That means toilet.
Oh,
It means powder room.
for people who are in crisis, mercy. It's like, never mind.
It's a
No.
mercy when you get there, when you have to when you're bolting for it. That's
Right.
it.
So we haven't fought any scaly creatures in our travels, have
No.
we?
I
I was
don't
going
think
to say
so.
some people also refer to it as the Thunder Pantry, but I'm not
That's
sure exactly
not.
why I thought that.
Thunder
Oh.
Pantry.
Is this
Mostly dwarves.
can we
Well,
make a nature check or an arcana check to see if we know of any scaly creatures around Westgate?
Artemisia's left the
nature
room, right?
check. Yeah,
cross,
Artemisia left
cross
the-
reference. with
Rogar
that
says,
dark and
well,
wet.
Artemisia's kind of scaly, and her boyfriend is definitely scaly. Maybe her
feel like-
boyfriend knows.
If she kept the Oh, I'm so upset right now. I'm so just like, this is exactly like him. This is exactly like him. He just assumes that you know everything that's in his head. And if you don't, you're not trying hard enough to see exactly how he is.
Well, even with the resurrection sickness, Stong rolled a 27 total.
Whoa!
30
Hey,
minus
so-
3.
So here's the good news. You do know about scaly creatures. Bad news is you know about a lot of scaly creatures.
Ooh.
You have
Wet underground.
Yeah,
You
cross
have learned-
reference with
Yeah, you have
sewers.
learned a great deal about many types of scaly creatures in your time. There are, like, the number of frog people alone is dramatic.
Those aren't scaly.
Yeah,
But-
Lizard people,
If you
fish
narrow it
people.
down to lizard folk, say, lizard folk tend to dwell in wet caves that are kept very dark. So that kind of sounds like what he's talking about or thinking about.
Okay.
You
I'm
can
very
also
confident in that.
you can also tell that since he hasn't sent a sending back to you with further information, that suggests that he can't. Okay. Or maybe he's just trying to trick you. Who knows? But in as a official hero of the city who keeps up on mercenary quests and requests that people have, you do know that there have been reports recently of a number of lizard folk out in the kind of swampy land to the west of the city.
Hmm. Well, Stong
There
shares
is a
that info.
forest there, but it is kind of near, like, the ground there is very marshy.
If the lizard folk have him, they might be dumb enough to just eat him. So we might have to hurry and rescue him.
Oh, so torn. Just leave it, but we need this. Like I think Tsetseliya is sort of. I actually think Tsetseliya's feelings about her father are very complicated because I think somewhere deep inside she's still like, maybe he will suddenly wake up and be like, oh no, I've been an absolute asshole my entire life and I could stop. Just a tiny part down at the bottom, but also she really needs this spell. She really, really, really needs this spell. And she knows that she's
He didn't
supposed to
say
get it.
anything about, regret or anything like that in those 25 words. Sorry.
He didn't pour out his
It
life
would-
story in that tweet.
I would swallow my tongue if he did. So I think that's a good place to start. We go head out to the Western Forests, right? We go find those lizard folk. There can't be that many people who are scaly and living in wet caves who might, stab him. So let's go. Let's go.
Right. Okay. So
Do you guys want to go?
Yeah.
I'm not going to haul you along if you're like, no, I'm going to go do the tower. Thanks. That's understandable.
We get the
So-
money later.
Do we know, do we know what kind of weaknesses or anything these lizard creatures
he's-
have?
Oh, the
They're
lizard folk?
susceptible to getting stabbed, or smashed with a hammer,
Okay.
blown up with a fireball, or zapped with
I-
lightning.
And am I going to get swamp water in my boots? Is there anything I should bring for swamp adventures?
Pack some extra socks.
I ask Artemisia's not there. I'm like, well,
Yeah, I mean-
what do you dress? How do you dress for a swamp?
If Artemisia is coming back in as you guys are
Aye.
going out, she's going to say, let's stop at Briar House, and also she'll bring up the adventurers, because I believe Stong mentioned them when he originally sent to her to come to the Rotten Root. So she'll ask, like, whatever that was, are we cool with it? Because she doesn't know that we could hire them, but I think we should hire them before we leave. So.
No, we just appoint them at the vampires and go. Why do you guys want to make friends with these people? We're busy.
Okay.
I'm busy anyway.
We should mention to them that there is a vampire problem. Like this.
We have.
Okay.
I spoke with them, and I told them that we might need to pass the baton, as it were. I told them I would let them have my string map with all of the information about the. We don't have to tell them about the power at the heart of everything, of course, but
we'll take care of that part.
Yeah, we can't be expected to share everything. But yes, they know. I think we merely need to. I mean, they don't have a charter. Do we sign them onto our charter, or how does that work?
Somebody carrying the charter around? Do we have a piece of paper?
I never leave home without a copy of the charter here in my pocket, you see.
Just take it, flip it over, and be like, undersigned are subcontractors to Westgate Irregulars. Power of... sign your names on this.
Oh, hey, welcome, Raiders.
Hey!
Oh,
welcome.
2 raids at the same time.
Yay.
Newly forged and inverted
Right.
axes.
I feel so popular.
Like crossing the streams.
Amazing.
So we all sign our names on the back of the copy of the charter, and go up to Joachim Carrix. Is that his name?
Caracas.
Caracas, and just be like, here you go. You're just gonna sign your names on there real quick. And there we go. You are now subcontracted adventurers to the Westgate Irregulars. You can leave updates at our headquarters at Briar House.
Wonderful. What an excellent arrangement. I wish you good luck on your quest.
Thank you very much. Your coat is amazing. Also, watch out for the vampires. Okay, I'm done. Let's go.
Rogar says to Joachim,
I like your mask as well.
Maybe we can grab some ale and debrief when we get back. Okay.
Okay. All right. So you take care of some paperwork, and then you're getting all ready to go. Artemisia, during your time away from the group, you have found yourself out in the alleyway, and sure enough, there is a small cat there. And the cat blinks up at you with these eyes that look like polished emeralds. And it ambles over to you in the manner of cats and looks up and promptly speaks to you. And the cat says, I know you are wroth, and you are right to be, but I cannot abandon you again. I will respect your domain. Should you wish to contact me, this Tressum can convey any message you would send. She is yours to do with as you please. And then the cat's eyes stop being emerald and just become normal green cat's eyes. And the cat flaps its little wings and looks up at you.
Oh, your mom put spyware on your phone.
And immediately starts rubbing its head against your ankles.
Oh man. Artemisia is really bad at pets because she never had any as a kid, but she's gonna sort of do the like not cat owner kind of like pet thing help. And she's probably gonna like mumble a few sort of curses to herself and sort of be like, well, I mean, we might still need to get hold of her, so and also like Tressum and heart melting. So she's gonna pick it up if it will let her.
Yep. The cat bats kind of playfully at your nose and then folds its wings around your hands.
Oh, cute.
It's a very young Tressum. I mean, you don't know much about animals, but it seems very young to you.
So once she kind of gets back with the group, she's not gonna like mention, she's just gonna like have it. She is gonna look at Ruan.
Yeah, it perches up on your shoulder if you don't give it anywhere else specific to go.
Yeah, she can hang out there. She's gonna
Okay.
look at Ruan to see if he reacts.
Ruan looks at you, immediately notices the cat, and looks back at you. And he just kind of like smiles a little bit, like happily for you.
Oh.
This is such a cute cat.
Okay. Well, that's good. And then she's gonna go to Sturge, if she can sort of like step off to the side with him a little bit.
All
and
right. So
be-
yeah, the adventurers from abroad are filling out the paperwork, and Joachim has some questions
Oh,
for other people
I-
in the group.
I feel like I want to be clear. Tsetseliya is like, this is the deal.
Yep.
And we're done.
Yep.
But if there needs to
Anyway.
be space taken, I'm just saying I don't have any more to add
Yeah.
to that.
well,
There's some kind of activity going on, and Artemisia, you can pull Sturge aside for a second.
Sturge, could you help me out? So, I believe this creature is a gift from somebody I know, and I want to make sure that there are no spells on it that might be spying on me or something. And I don't want to bother Tsetseliya, so I was hoping that maybe you would be willing to check it for me.
I will certainly do that, but such a creature wouldn't require a spell on them. The
Cat blinks
caster,
at Sturge, goes,
a
Oh, it's okay.
caster such as myself could simply see that creature, and if that creature is capable of communication, send to it, ask it questions, and so forth. I'm unaware of anything on the creature itself. Oh, does it have a collar?
reaches out for Sturge's big long nose.
Does it have a collar?
Does it have a collar?
No.
Ah. Yes. So from a great distance, a diviner can, I'm sure you're aware, your mother and your
Stepmother.
stepmother could locate you anywhere and see you and hear what you're saying. She can't see what you're seeing or see the context, but she can hear, she can eavesdrop on you. So at any time, whoever gave you this gift can drop in on this creature. For that matter, she could, or he, or they could drop in on you. So I don't think this cat thing is in any way a liability any more than what we all suffer with on a daily basis. We're all
No,
vulnerable.
that's
to
true.
something.
I have
Ruan
All
sidles over to you.
liabilities.
Ruan sidles over to you too. Like, that's not a cat. That's a tressum.
oh
He
Wait,
reaches
with-
out and strokes it with one finger down its back, and it goes. And he says,
Sturge is very. Sturge doesn't hide his his dislike
Disdain?
of this person and excuses himself to Artemisia and leaves his presence.
"The tressum are native to the forest where we grew up. This one,
Oh.
she's just a piece of your homeland. Peaceful forest you hardly ever knew."
well, yeah.
Sturge just had an idea.
Well, Artemisia, she was gonna tell Sturge, but he left. So she sort of turns around. She's like, "I have a scroll to find a familiar, but maybe if I cast it with the tressum there, then maybe that would work." Well, I'm gonna try it because it's nice. She's nice. I like her.
Certainly.
For the viewers, the color scheme on it is the wings are like a red-tailed hawk's wings, so kind of brown and red on top, and then sort of cream a little bit underneath, so that then the cat is kind of a mixture between a seal point and a flame point Siamese. So same cream as a red-tailed hawk's underbelly, and then the points are the same sort of brown and orange-red as the hawk's wings.
Geeking out on cat details. Love it.
Theater of the mind. Gotta
Picture.
picture it.
Okay.
So she's just gonna let
yeah,
it like,
Ruan
ride
says,
on the way home.
yes, I believe that would function. That would serve. Yes.
Are you going to do that before we go hunt down lizard people?
Yes. Well,
Lizard
I mean,
folk?
so we need to. She doesn't
It-
ever probably even spell components really with her because of flying off in the morning.
It does take an hour.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Perhaps you could cast it while we travel.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Walk and talk. Walk and talk. The Sorkin this stuff.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So you're gonna head out of the city toward where you think the
Where
lizard
you-
folk might be.
Heard tell of lizard folk predations. Yes.
Okay. So you step out of the rotten route, which involves climbing up the steps to the street, and you see that it has grown dark. Not because it is night, but because it is very overcast, and you see rain has started to fall.
Yay.
And the street seems strangely deserted. Like there's just no one there, which is strange since it's basically the middle of the day and you would have expected people to be around.
I feel like Tsetseliya is going to not perceive most of this and just book it for the gate that leads us to the swamplands. She's got all the stuff she needs.
So can I do a perception check on what's going on?
Sure.
That seems smart. You should do that.
Storm's going to cast True Seeing, and then he's going to first look at Artemisia's new Resum, and then look
24.
around.
Ooh.
Okay. You do realize that. Okay, I'm just going to. I'm looking through the maps to see if I can just cannibalize a map real fast. Not so much. Okay. All right. So several things are going on at once right there. You said there was. Okay. So first, let's do the perception check. Sturge, you're
Yes.
looking around, and yes, the street seems unusually deserted. You don't hear anything either. You don't hear any voices. You don't hear any murmuring of any kind.
Tumbleweed.
You there, boy. What day is it?
Why, it's Christmas, sir.
Stong, do you have True Seeing on you, or are you going to cast it?
Casting it.
All right, you start casting it, nothing happens.
Ooh.
My magic. I just tried casting True Seeing, but it
Yeah, when your spell doesn't work, a quartet of robed, masked figures steps out of the alley across the street, flanked by a number of very strongly built, burly warrior types.
Oh shit.
That's when I go invisible.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Oh, I was going to use stealth and my cloak.
Okay, your cloak doesn't function.
Okay, I still have some skills though.
Yeah, you can't just
Yeah.
hide in plain sight, though.
Nah, but I've got all these people around me,
Duck
you know,
behind stall.
You're gonna hide behind Stong?
and then ditch behind a barrel or something. That's a 26.
Ooh, nice.
If
Okay.
I have disadvantage in this, I have a 23.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, well,
Showing off your skills.
so this quartet of masked women, they're all wearing masks that look kind of like Tsetseliya's mask with different runes, but carved in a similar style. One of them steps forward and says, "The traitor is not among you. Explain this. You," pointing at Tsetseliya. "Where did you get that mask?"
So I think when Stong said my spell didn't work, Tsetseliya turned around and saw this and is cursing a steady stream. Because I'm not even going to make a roll. I think she recognizes these are the Witchlaren, the masked witches, and they're berserkers.
Yep.
And
What, they
So
can just
she's-
cancel magic?
Well, if you walk into an anti-magic field, yeah.
Yeah.
she's she's sort of like calculating here because they know more than she's managed to tell some stories to some people, and those stories won't work on these terrifyingly powerful ladies. So she's gonna like reach for the mask, like she's gonna take it off, and then she's gonna move her hand down. She's gonna say, in Roshemi, she's gonna go, "Learned sister, I found it. It was discarded most disgracefully, and I was seeking the owner, much as I suspect you are."
Seeking the owner by wearing his face. That's
you
an
think of-
interesting way to seek an owner.
It assists my companion's strange magic. And she's gonna kind of gesture to where Sturge was, and then look over and go, "Damn it."
All right. Make a deception check with disadvantage.
I kind of knew that one was coming. Okay, I think this only will roll in D&B Beyond, so. Where is it? Oh, it's not very bad. At disadvantage, I rolled a 23.
Okay.
Nice.
I did all the proper inflections, and I used the polite grammar. And then I'm just gonna bow real low, and I'll go and put my hands up and go, "When the warhorse thunders past, even the ants take notice."
Nice.
I think that's right.
Yes. Even the ants are far more industrious than their predators or their prey. She nods. And she says, You find yourself far from home, young sister, with a mask that is not your own."
Oh, she really doesn't want to take it off in case they do know who. I mean, man, can I take an insight check and see if they seem like they know
Yep,
who
go ahead.
Tsetseliya is, or
ahead.
if 14.
Okay. You don't get the sense that they recognize you specifically.
Okay.
It's hard to tell because,
it is.
they're all wearing masks, right? So you don't see any expressions.
They can tell that this is Lazar's mask, and so she's
They
going
can
to
tell that it's Lazar's mask.
take it off and hold on to it and say, the hawks hunt the same prey. The wolves would follow.
And a second of the witches steps forward. I'm sorry that we removed all of that from the bingo cards because somebody could be
Yeah,
filling
now-
out that
now-
card like
now I gotcha. Now
Yeah.
I gotcha.
A second of the witches. This one, a younger one. Her
wow.
voice is very like, when she speaks, you think she's younger than you are. And she says, this one has the silver tongue of the rebel as well. Perhaps that mask is truly well and earned and deserved. And the older one looks over at her and says, "Be quiet, Veska." And she looks over at you and she says, very well. Excuse our rudeness for assuming that you were the betrayer. Had we known, we would never have placed you in this disadvantageous position. You can tell your friend to stop hiding.
He's over there, actually.
Artemisia has tried to cast tongues, like
Yeah,
even though it
didn't
didn't
work.
work, but like you can see her sort of being like, "Eh."
Did you do us the courtesy of returning the space to how it is? We can.
She waves her hand. A third witch makes a gesture kind of like this, like parting curtains, and you feel magic come back into you. Like, since you're all spellcasters, you're pretty familiar with that feeling.
So, is Artemisia closest to her?
Yep, just right next to you.
She's gonna say in Elvish, like, this is not a time to mess around, and everybody who can hear me probably should know it. Like, just be cool. Just be really cool and calm, and don't blink a lot. They hate that.
So the leader of the witches.
Oh no. When you say
My
don't blink,
eyes.
all I can think is, okay, don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. Oh no.
The leader of the witches steps forward. When she speaks, she has kind of an old but still powerful voice. Greetings. I am Atavasta Dorsvana, and I have come to find the owner of that mask. You said you were seeking him as well. Give me your name, if you would, that we might know each other and greet each other as friends.
Of course, learned sister. I am Stibora. My God, what is Sebastian's last name? That's what I spit out
Okay.
because I don't remember.
Okay. I don't remember either, but he does.
Baronia. His last name's now Baronia. There we go. Sabora Baronia.
Uh huh.
Yep, totally my name.
Yep.
Okay, and you did take off the mask so they could see your face.
Yeah,
Yes.
because they definitely, like, I think that they clocked that mask was definitely not mine, and continuing to wear it was just going to make them poke more holes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says, you are a daughter of Rashaman, and thus I would have expected you to know that you should not wear such masks when you
Like-
have not earned them.
Oh, well, of course, but we're so far from home. It was a weakness. And like I said, my friend's strange magics. Look how strange he is. His magics are stranger still. Help me find Lazar Davaskaya. That was what he told me to do. I think maybe he was messing with me.
He is.
These foreigners are so strange. Wouldn't it be nice to go home? Wouldn't it be nice to go home? You could. We could take care of this. Wouldn't that
So-
be nice?
The witch who parted the spell says, he is strange looking, sister. Very strange indeed. I suspect he would be an interesting companion. Ask her about what his magic is like. Perhaps we could learn something. The old woman looks over at her and she just kind of backs down. And the old woman says, well, this is not a conversation to be having out in the street in this backwater.
Lord, just, so we're looking for the same person. I assume you're going to take him back to Rashaman?
Yes.
Dara can hear the stress in Tsetseliya voice, so he's going to give her guidance too. By the way, he'll just
Maybe, my companions here and I are well-regarded adventurers in the city. This is the sort of thing we do.
Adventurers. I know of this concept.
It's
Yes, this explains a
Dajama,
number of
right?
things.
So
Dajama, the young witch says. Yeah.
It's a
And
very
they both look at
interesting
her and she's
place.
like, oh.
to take your Dejama. Okay. So we're gonna go find him. If you can give us some directions, then maybe we'll just bring him back to you.
No, this task will now fall to us.
Okay.
Hand me that mask and go on your way.
Oh, she really does not want to do that. Oh.
So
She holds out her hand.
Sturge is thinking, can he do an insight check and see if he can read that on Tsetseliya? Like she's like really not.
I'm gonna look. Actually, I was gonna say I think Tsetseliya's gonna look at Sturge and go like, "They want me to give him the mask. I don't want to give him the mask.
It's pretty obvious she is unhappy with that.
It's mine."
So
Which means it's pretty obvious to the witches that she's unhappy with that as well.
right. So he's got the book of tongueless casting.
Oh my god.
He's going to cast
Tongueless casting. It's not what it is, but okay.
I like that name though. That's hilarious.
He's going to cast haste on himself from his hidden spot, and then he's going to
The fourth witch, as soon as you do that, the fourth witch kind of perks up and reaches down, and you see that she has a sword at
Misty
her belt,
Step.
which is very unusual.
Misty
And then
Step.
all the berserkers, there are 8 of them, brace for battle.
Misty Step, grab it, and
What are you gonna grab?
Mask.
the mask
Okay, so you appear before Tsetseliya.
behind
Tsetseliya.
I thought you were a lot closer than that. Just
It doesn't. Oh, actually, I was a lot closer than that.
Yeah. You don't need to. You can just grab it and then do the misty stepping. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So get up to Tsetseliya,
So
grab them.
I want you to know,
Mhm.
if you cast haste on yourself,
Yeah.
you cannot also cast a bonus action spell of any kind on this turn.
No, I would wait a turn, and
Okay.
and then reveal myself. Grab the mask and Misty Step. They can Misty Step too.
Oh my god, I'm getting deja vu from like the Night King grab,
Yeah.
grab and run.
And then I.
Well, I just want to point out there are 4
Berserkers.
spellcasters there. You're not sure how powerful they are. Okay. And there are 8 berserkers there.
You know what? What? There's 4 Steelcasters and 8 Berserkers?
They came armed to take down Lazar, remember?
Holy. Okay, never mind. I couldn't even do that for Tsetseliya.
Well, I mean, so Artemisia can like hold out her hand to Tsetseliya and say, "Ring."
Ooh.
Oh. See,
I mean,
the
that would
only
just
thing-
Caleb still fly?
Yeah. Caleb can fly. It's not a magical effect.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Huh.
guess they can too.
I don't know. I mean,
We're gonna find out.
that's true. That's true. We should try one of these things.
Are you working yourselves up to how do we escape from the masked witches?
I want my mask.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's your mask. I think you should decide how you want to escape with it.
And just to be
Okay.
clear, you said her flying's not a magical effect, but I thought they dropped. Did they drop the anti-magic field? Okay,
They
just
did
making
drop
sure.
the anti-magic field.
Okay, just being sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying Caleb can fly
I think
without casting a spell to make herself able to fly.
if Caliph, because the worries that goes through Tsetseliya's head with the ring is that if she jumps in the ring, everybody's left behind, and then what? But if Caliph takes the mask and starts flying, there's a little bit of plausible deniability that might be able to muddy the waters before we get out. So she's gonna, when Caliph kind of reaches for the mask, she's just gonna let go of it and let her take it.
Okay.
Ooh, thank you, Robert Emerson, for the inspiration. I will
Okay.
go ahead. And
So Caliph is reaching to grab the mask. And abruptly, between you and the witches, just fog starts to emerge out of the ground. Just and you see Ruan standing there, and he's like,
Oh my God, Rowan.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now I'm concealed by fog, right?
Yes.
So I could grab that sucker turn invisible and run.
You could.
You
You just
could.
gonna snatch it, like ripping the hand off. You're gonna snatch it from Caliph.
I'm gonna,
I mean, you
If
put a
it's
strength check. We know
inspiration,
who's
nice.
winning.
yeah, distraction, right? So she can be the decoy.
And
Scatter.
you,
We all
you
scatter.
hear the witches start shouting, and
Yep.
one of the berserkers grunts.
We scatter. Let's scatter.
Yep.
I think that's a great plan.
Rogar has
okay,
his
so I
helmet
have
of
to ask.
teleportation, so I can
Oh!
teleport all of us away from here.
Could do that.
Nice. We all have
Do
to
it.
be like touching.
I have to
right?
ask if Caleb and Sturd are both reaching for the mask at the same time. Does one of them actually get it, or is it like two people running together and then their heads?
Keystone
Conk
pops it.
heads. We grab your arms before you fall. We all teleport. How far do we teleport?
As far west, since we wanted to go west towards the things, what's the westernmost location I'm familiar with? Like, is the arena west of the city? I cannot remember. I think so. Northeast, south. No,
So
no,
you're
it's east
gonna
of the city.
you're gonna teleport to west of the city, a
The-
place that you have not seen or visited. Okay,
No,
great.
the
No,
western,
he wants the most
westernmost-
western.
most western place I'm familiar with, even if that's like the western gate of the city, or if there's a spot beyond the city.
The
I know we've
most
traveled to.
western place in Westgate that you're
Or-
familiar with.
Well, I don't know.
Westgate of Westgate.
Okay, let me clarify. I didn't know how far west of the city these swamps are, but if there is the most western place I can get that's closest to the swamps that I'm familiar with. So if that's that city we visited once with the capitalist orcs, if that's the, if that's that waypoint we stopped at with the van down by the river, if that's
Oh, I
the
forgot
western
that guy.
western gate of west, if the western gate of Westgate.
It is literally just called the West Gate.
Aye,
That's gotta be so confusing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's a space, you see.
aye.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, yeah, you can teleport, you think, to that town that the orcs ruled over. Pros.
Pros.
Right.
Yes, that's right.
And that's between Westgate and those woods. So yeah, you could do that.
Okay, that's what I teleport us to.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody holds hands, right?
Aye.
Yep.
And I'm assuming I would do this because like Tsetseliya says something like "Get us out of here" or something.
Yes.
Like that. So Rogar's like, "Grab my hands," and
You taking Ruin with you?
of course,
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
aye.
All right.
He reaches, he slaps his head like, no.
Ooh, is there any way Sturge can like?
Yeah. Ruin's like, and Rogar's like, no, we're breaking up.
Yeah. See how you like him for once. Disappear.
Please. That guy. Oh.
Okay, so you teleport. When the mist finally clears and the barbarians are there with their swords and axes, you are not there. And nobody could counter your teleportation effects because they couldn't see you. All right. You're in pros.
Who did the
It's about high sun. It's about high sun.
Ruan did.
Beating down on
Okay.
you.
I respect him more now.
Let me see. So, how familiar are you with this area? You are very familiar with this area. I mean, I think it's beyond seen casually. Like you've actually been there a couple of times. So you're
We bought
teleporting
weird soup.
to like the gates outside of Pros. So let's see.
I think-
I got a 28. All right. 28 would be on target.
All right.
Great.
Nice.
You teleport to the gates of Prost.
Yay!
And you disappear right there. And Ruan, who was starting to chant a spell, is just like, oh,
Tsetseliya is like hyperventilating a little bit. Like, oh, guys, we
Will
have to.
she accept like Artemisia like putting her hands like on her shoulders kind
I
of
mean, you can
confidently?
try.
She'll
I think
try.
She's going, we have to move. We have to move fast. They're going after him. They are going after him. They're going to get there first. And she is lying about taking him back. Or if she is taking him back, she's going to take him back and they're going to kill him. But he can't do the spell if he's dead. He can't do the spell if he's dead. If he's dead, he's gone. And we have to find him. We have to find him. Which way?
We're gonna find him.
Tsetseliya, after we get the spell, do you want them to kill him?
I don't know. I just need the spell. Like, can we just focus on one thing at a time?
One thing at a time. Right?
One thing at a time, Ruan says. Exactly.
So,
All right.
where is this your grandma's house, Sturge?
Oh, as a matter of fact, it is.
So you haven't been to Pearls in some time. Okay. It's been at least like half a
You
year
never
at this
write.
point.
You never visit.
Right. But you see that that the buildings have been somewhat rebuilt and repaired. And in the middle of the city is a strange, shoddy tower of wagon wheels and walls and boards, and it just looks like something you'd expect to see at Burning Man, right? Just built in the middle of the city.
Do we see orcs around us?
Oh yeah, there are some. Some orcs are coming back from working in the fields, and you see they're carrying these big baskets, and they see you, and they're like, "Ah, it's Stong, the singer,
Hello. Hey, is Herblast still around?
and his band. Someone tell Herblast."
Yeah.
And then a little boy orc goes running off into the city.
Are we getting supplies or something? Are we with?
Well,
I don't
maybe
remember
they can
this
help
guy.
us find the lizard men.
Right. Okay.
That's a good point.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So Ruan says, "Yes, that's a good idea, Stong. Perhaps these orcs might help us on our way."
And didn't they have like casks of some kind of super strong like drink or something like that?
Was it a drink? I thought it was weird soup.
There was like, there was some really horrible.
I think it was
stew.
both. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
both.
both.
It was
They made-
alcohol soup.
They made real bad stew, and they made real bad drink. And the only real difference was how they expected you to enjoy it.
Got it.
I seem to recall that it was the dwarves when you visited the dwarven outpost that made the really bad soup.
They made-
Stone soup.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fed us rocks. They fed us something that was not food.
Right.
This one was.
That's food.
They do that to all the tourists. Probably.
So
They mark it
number-
up.
a number of orcs come over to you, and they're just greeting you and welcoming you to the city. And a couple of the younger ones attempt to sell you their haul from the fields at what is probably a marked up price, because
we don't have time for
capitalism.
that right now. Sorry.
Oh,
Is Herblast
but-
around? We really need
Okay.
to request his help.
all right. So an orc comes back to your group and says, the great priest Herblast is at the Ziggurats.
Ziggurat.
Points to the big tower in the middle of the city.
By chance, who's this ziggurat dedicated to?
The Deathless Lady, obviously.
Was that here last time? Were you all worshiping the Deathless Lady last time?
No, Stong the singer has brought us knowledge of the Deathless Lady, and she has revolutionized our society. We are now a society of religious capitalists.
Okay.
Is Sturgis grandma a god? Is that what's
And
happening?
we practice compassionate capitalism.
Ah.
Oh,
So
that's
Cecilia had
great.
100% put the mask back on, just for the record.
For when there are those who cannot afford to pull themselves up by their own sandals, we gift unto them what they need.
Oh,
Some among us consider this to be contradictory, but the great priest Herblast assures us that this is simply a divine mystery.
Okay.
this sounds like they'd be willing to give us some assistance then. I
We
was
have to
thinking
sit
perhaps
through
we
the
could get steeds, at the very least,
Yeah.
and a map.
I would hope.
Do you have need of steeds?
Yes, quickly.
Do you have coin for steeds?
We do.
It depends
Excellent.
a lot on how much you're asking.
Let us
for the
show you
steeds.
the selection of steeds that you may choose some steeds appropriate to your wealth
How about
level.
here's the coin. Give us what you got.
Give us the 5 swiftest, and also a
Oh.
map.
In fact, I think Tsetseliya might grab the nearest orc and pull up and be like, "Listen, we don't have time for this.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
but you don't understand.
We
There's-
don't have time for this."
There is always time for coin exchange.
She's gonna
We
make
have
the
so
axe.
many
The axe
steeds.
appears in her hand. She's gonna
We
be
have
like,
so many
"You're gonna
steeds,
make
I
me say
just
this
want-
one more time. Go
Just
grab
the
the first 5.
fastest. Please.
Okay.
Six.
They're like, this is a good deal.
Thanks.
This is a good deal.
That's true. You have a Pegasus.
You can make an intimidation check if you want to.
14. I'm not
Okay.
rolling great.
The orc is like, He's not taking your threats super seriously. He thinks this is a bargaining.
She's choking
Deal.
up a little bit while
Yeah,
she's doing
he's like, this is so good. This is excellent bargaining. I hope you're all watching. We can learn so much from this. And one of the orcs says, the first 5 steeds I find. Excellent. What an excellent deal. And then he runs into the city.
Well, Stong also wants to ask about a map, and then he wants to ask like Herblast to mark down wherever the lizard men are that they know of. The Western Swamp.
Say, yes. There was a tribe of lizard men. Lizard folk, we should say, because, they are not humans, and many of them are not men. So, lizard folk.
True.
Yes, they were in the forests. We sought to deal with them, and they were surprisingly adept at practical negotiations. Many
I see.
died on both sides.
Could you mark on the map where they are? We must leave
Oh.
with much haste.
You have a map. Do you have a map, or are you expecting them to have a map?
I would like to buy a map. If not, then I will crudely draw.
We will find a map. Please come in and have drink while we wait for the map.
Oh, thank you.
Tsetseliya is just gonna sit on the floor and like kind of pop her mask up and rest her head on her knees. She just can't do this.
They
Tsetseliya.
were much faster with their service last time around.
So,
Does Artemisia think it might take an hour to like get the
Maybe.
seeds and the map and the lizard folk?
maybe.
place? Okay.
There is an enterprising orc who has dumped out his canvas bag full of potatoes and is now drawing a crude map on his pack. He's like, okay, city here, pros here, mountains, and then he presents it to you.
So, mark on this map where the lizard men are.
Oh, I
Lizard
don't
folk.
know about any lizard folk, but I have a map.
Okay, here is 100 gold for your map. Thank you.
Oh, haha. Eat that. And the other orcs are like, truly, you are favored by the capitalism gods.
Whoever can help us the quickest, I will throw them another 100 gold.
This is a thing that our prophet has spoken of. She calls it tipping.
Profit, PRO.
You're too slow. You don't get it. Next, who's faster?
Oh,
Let's
no.
talk more action.
You
Just,
have caused them some kind of existential crisis.
It is the 37th rule of acquisition. Rogar will sit with Tsetseliya, like she's like down on the ground. He'll sit like cross-legged in front of her and just say, are you well, lass? I could not understand anything you said, but right, because they were speaking Rashami, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So I couldn't
if
understand
you
anything you
speak
said.
common, and all of you do speak common, there were some words that seemed a little bit familiar.
It just sounds
Uh-huh.
like common in a bad Russian accent.
kind
Yeah.
of. And there was, you could get some general concepts, that they thought she was someone else,
Mhm.
that they were confused about how she had the mask,
Hmm.
and they wanted her to give them the mask. Those are the things you got from the conversation. You didn't get the specifics.
Okay. I'll just say, are you all right, Lusty? I thought you were a witch of Rashomon, but they didn't seem very friendly to you. Were they not witches of Rashomon?
Oh my gosh, Rogar. She's kind of like, you are so sweet and so dumb. She's gonna just be like, Rogar, I'm not a
Hey.
witch.
Oh,
I stole this. They don't even know who I am. But actually, that really stings. They don't even know who I am. But that's gonna work out because that means we can get there faster.
do you want to be a witch of Rashomon?
No, they're terrible. Like,
Oh, okay.
I don't think she's covering great. I think she wanted that very badly once. But she also knows it's not going to happen. She may just say that. She's like, you got to be a human to be a witch. They don't take
Oh,
the children of travelers who taste peculiar fruits in the forest.
condemning someone just for their nature, that's not something you want
No.
to suffer. I understand.
And they don't like my father and they don't like my mother. So it's not going to happen. But it's just impressive enough to get people to shut up and listen. So it works for me.
If you didn't wish to be a witch, then why did you not wish to give up the mask?
Because it's mine. It's mine now. I took it. It's mine. They don't get to take it back.
I understand.
He doesn't, and they don't.
You've
Maybe
taken it
that-
and made it your own, made it to mean something different.
Is
I'm
it
so-
your
Get a start! Jeez!
Sturge, where did you come from?
No, Sturge was actually about to say something similar to her when Rogar went up. So he instead just eavesdropped.
Mhm.
That sounds pretty in character.
Peak Sturge.
I'm sorry, maybe I'm projecting a bit. What were you going to say about Rogar says?
Are you speaking to Sturge?
No, I was speaking to Tsetseliya.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, that it's
Yeah.
like I think that she's just gonna kind of nod vaguely because this hits on something that I don't think Tsetseliya totally understands about herself. That this is hers. This is hers. That she understands that pull, but she couldn't necessarily unpick it. And she's like, if they don't have this to track him by, they don't know how to find him, but they do know how to find me now. So we really have to move quickly.
Is there anything we can do to conceal you from them? Is
I
there
mean,
Sturge? Since you're kind of leaning over, you're good at hiding and things. Is there something we can do to conceal her from them?
my plan is we move fast enough that we chase that winged curse word into whatever plane she's hiding, and we don't have to worry about the witches.
Which winged curse word?
She's talking about the Golden Raven.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I feel like you can do better
Probably-
than calling her a winged bitch, but it's not popping in my head.
Probably Stalern or Tloon or
No, I was
Ras.
looking for a noun. Scorch Kettle is
Scorch
a little
Kettle.
too. That's my go-to realms word for an unpleasant lady, but I don't think that's appropriate in this case. It's not strong enough.
There is a way to, and I could conceal her, but I would need to study. I have not looked at that spell for some time, sadly.
Well, with any hope, those orcs are going to come back with some extremely fast horses or snakes or wolves. I don't remember what they ride. And then it's just academic, isn't it? Because we're just going to get this done, and we'll get there, and we'll find him, and it will be, he will cast a spell, and I'll get Saorisen back, and everything will be fine.
You make it sound so lovely and easy.
She's gonna burst into tears.
Oh, there.
What's happening with the orcs?
So, meanwhile, Ruan sidles over to Artemisia and says, I was going to ask you about the cat at some point when we were alone, but now it seems that things have escalated.
Yeah. What do you know about it?
Well, I wouldn't expect a native of our forest to travel this far unless, well, she was you or your sister. Or me, I suppose, or one other person.
Yeah. So, okay. We need to make a deal here.
Okay.
I think that it would be bad if that other person and Tsetseliya were to meet. Do you agree?
He looks over at Tsetseliya, who is like, where are those orcs? And he's like, yes, I think you're right.
Okay, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that they stay apart so that everybody is fine. Nobody attacks anybody else or gets hurt.
Yes. Can we call upon her for aid?
So I think the Tressum, that's what it does. I kind of want to do the familiar spell because it's still, no matter what Sturge said, it kind of freaks me out a little that it's hers, but then it would be mine, and then that would be better. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, all right. So you're having this conversation with Ruan. And I will answer this question by something that happens. So a bunch of orcs show up with Urblast, not with horses. And Urblast is wearing a priestly vestments made, it looks like, of scrolls, but they're not like magical scrolls or like arcane writings or anything. They're just like pages torn out of picture books that kind of look like scrolls, and it drapes around him, and he says, I am Urblast, High Priest of the Undying Lady. Welcome, friend Stong the singer, and Stong's friends, whose names I have not recalled, but I am sorry about that. Welcome to Pros. Please accompany me for drink and for food. You seem out of sorts.
I'm not sure we have time for that right now.
Nonsense. The orcs and the Undying Lady will protect you from anything that is chasing you.
Well, it's not just a matter of that. We have to actually get to our target before something bad happens to him.
You are saving a well, it wouldn't be a damsel. You said him. You're saving a dam.
He's a damn something
in distress. A damn fool in distress.
Something like that.
Excellent. Well, that is a heroic story.
So can we get 5 of your swiftest mounts?
All right. So orcs have started to show up with just the worst, like beaten down horses. One of them brings you a pony, one of them brings you a large dog. And they're like,
what happened to
"Here you
your
go."
Pegasus?
He's got one.
Yeah, he's flying around.
Tsetseliya is about to Fey presence these guys and do her terrifying cave spirit thing.
Can we just put everyone into Artemisia's ring and then Stong just rides on his Pegasus?
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is not working.
Yeah. I gave them a chance to stimulate their local economy with our dollars or our gold, but, they blew it.
Yeah, they didn't have steeds for you within 2 minutes. It's just totally no. It's like, what?
The job was the job. We spec'd it. We told them what they needed.
We failed. We didn't even have time to put on the snakeskin boots for doing some horse trading. Anyway. All right. Is that what you do? You go in the ring?
And we have the map of where the lizard folk are, correct?
Well, you have a very crude map of how to get to the forest.
Can you check with the orc priest that that's a correct map?
Yeah, and then I ask any of them to point out where the lizard tribe was last sighted.
Well, when last we met members of the tribe, it was at the Standing Stones, more or less here, and he marks it on the map.
There we go.
Thank you.
There was a battle that ensued, but it was well, it was a disagreement in the marketplace of ideas. Our idea was that we would live peacefully. Their idea was that they would eat us. These ideas did not work together, and so we have reevaluated our philosophy.
Yeah, we don't want them to have that same idea about this person that we're trying to rescue. So we really appreciate your help, but
of course.
We shall be back someday.
Go forth and quest well, and the Undying Lady will await you. Maybe not me. Orcs don't live so long.
Even while you were up, we discovered they're worshiping your grandma now. Or Sturgis' grandma, to be specific.
Oh,
They built a ziggurat for her.
she's been
Cool.
busy. I see. All right.
But we're leaving now, right?
Hi.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Just in time for break.
Yeah, you get in the ring. You're all going in the ring except Stong. Is that what you said?
Are you going to be okay flying the Pegasus?
Like Stong's
Oh,
barely
I feel
on his
like-
feet.
well,
'Cause he was
yeah.
dead yesterday.
He's like ties the reins to his hands. I won't fall off if I tie them tightly.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Can Pegasus
Oh.
carry
No, it'll
two?
be all right.
I feel like Tsetseliya suddenly is like, maybe my single-mindedness is driving my friends to dangerous acts, and I shouldn't be like this. Nah, he seems fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Don't overthink it.
All right.
I do not
All right,
have
let's
anything
make
to
the
enhance
standing
his.
stones.
All right.
Oh,
So
I
you
can
all
enhance
go
my
into
own
the
strength.
ring.
Yep.
Stong is there holding the ring himself. Pegasus appears, lands next to him.
Yeah, take the ring and get on the Pegasus and then head over towards that forest.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
Interesting.
Like the DC is pretty low, but you were dead yesterday.
21.
All right, you swing your way into the saddle. The other orcs are like, "Ha ha! He did it." Herblass says, "You look a little weary, Stong the singer. You think you can manage this?" And then you swing up onto the horse.
I give him like a
Flying horse.
big thumbs up and like the weakest looking smile I possibly can. And then we take off into the air. And as we take off, I drop like sheets of my music. Bye,
Never
bye,
gonna miss a chance.
music. As we fly into the distance.
Love it.
Okay, and we will take our break then. So cue us up for 10 minutes. When next we assemble, they will reach the Standing Stones and see what awaits them.
Here's my question for chat. If a bunch of orcs started worshiping your grandma, what would her god name be?
And what would be the tenets of her religion?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not leaving until you've eaten something.
All right, don't go away. The Westgate Irregulars are now on their way to the Foresty Grove, where they're hoping to find the missing wizard. Out of practicality, they need him for a thing. They're not. This isn't a social call, and they just recently learned that they are in a race against time and against a unit of witches that have come to capture him as well.
A unit.
Hmm.
And Tsetseliya
Odd.
is justifiably concerned that they might not be here to take him back safely to Rashomon, and besides, she needs him. So, here we go. The rest of this campaign, or the rest of this session, brought to you by Jefferson's Reserve, an excellent bourbon that I picked up from Total Wine and More, and it's nice. Its selling points are very old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey and very small batch. So very, very nice. I feel like they could have done the advertising a little bit more clearly. Anyway, all right. So, Stong, you are riding on your Pegasus across the fields toward the forest in the distance. What I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to make an athletics check to keep yourself in the saddle against the buffeting winds. Now, the DC is not that difficult, but remember, you were dead yesterday.
30. That's
30.
with -3.
Nice.
Stong McGuck looks death in the eye and laughs.
Yep, you tied yourself into the reins.
He says,
no problem.
"Hi there."
Oh, hi there. Even when I'm weak, I'm freaking strong.
Oh, hi, Death.
His strength is his strength still.
So, yep, you stay in the saddle perfectly fine. Meanwhile, in the ring world, time is passing. Time passes differently in the ring world. Artemisia, if you want to do that ritual, you can.
Yay.
And you have an intuitive sense of how long you'll be able to spend in the ring world, and that is about an hour and 20 minutes or so, which is long enough to take a short rest for any of you who, utilize short rests.
I don't think we've done anything, so I'm good.
Okay.
But except for the part where Tsetseliya's like, "We haven't done anything." She's like peeling the wallpaper off your magic room, but not the bubbling weird wallpaper that's a lot partly alive, like the normal wallpaper.
Okay.
Well, there's food she could eat.
She does not want to eat right now.
That's true.
at
Rogar
some
will try and
point-
keep Ruan from like going over and
Oh, good, because I was about to say Ruan was going to make an attempt, but if you're keeping him away,
I'm gonna like run interference between Tsetseliya and Ruan right now because I can sense that she's just not in the mood. Maybe unless I don't know. Is that a fair? Like, do I get?
I think that's an incredibly reasonable assumption to make.
Okay.
yeah, if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. He looks like he wants to talk to her, but he's not sure what to say or what to do. So he looks kind of sad.
Okay.
But yeah, he stays away from her as you are directing.
Caleb is just gonna sit in a corner and page through her spell book a little bit.
I kind of wanted to talk to Caleb a little bit, but maybe this isn't the good time. So.
Well, you do have a little bit of time, so yeah, if you want to talk to her, that's fine.
I want to just outside poll the group. Like, is this a good time or not? I don't want to like interrupt the pacing. Like, I was just gonna ask. So, didn't you like fly away with Merkel? What happened with that? Who's Merkel? We got Didn't we get a message that something about Merkel and
Smurf God of the Dead.
oh.
Yeah, about that. He's still out there. He's still cool. He wanted to give me something to reaffirm my commitment to him, and I told him I wasn't quite ready for that. So I'm kind of actually, just on the run from him.
Oh, on the run from him.
Oh, I'm so mad I'm not in this conversation.
Well, you could go over and join them if you wanted.
Is it
I don't believe in Tsetseliya doing that right now. But Aaron is like this.
on the run from him? He's a god, eh? So
Yeah.
how do you run from a god?
I'm figuring it out as I go along.
Whoa. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, you know, Sharinlar is the goddess of life. I'll bet she could help shield you. If you were interested maybe in like, you know, becoming an acolyte of Sharinlar, I bet she could shield you from the god of death maybe a little bit.
I mean, it's not like the crown of thorns isn't, you know, interesting, because there's a lot of power that comes with that, so Merkel says.
A crown of thorns? That sounds painful.
Horns.
Oh, horns. A crown of horns. Oh. Oh. Is that like, it's just a crown that you put, it has horns, or would you actually grow horns?
I think it just has horns.
Oh. Well,
But
so he wants to make you like
it's
a
like-
princess or a queen of something?
something like that, I guess. But you know, like rings, commitments, not really
Oh.
that yet.
Also, it would be like marrying him if you took the crown.
Is it kind of like marrying him?
I don't. Well, that's the way you're describing
in
it, but I did.
Well, sorry, that was more of a question for the DM. Is
Oh.
In the sense that you would be signing over your entire life and agency to him. Yeah, it's very much like marrying him.
I'm concerned
Oh.
about your marriage all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rogar would be very interested in that term. He'd be like, "Well, you definitely want to be certain before you like commit to something like that. Like, you know, if it's the right person and that you know it's for the right reasons. So anything I can do to help, you know, I'm happy to. And you're happy with the bow and wings then? And
Oh, I can fly.
oh, I you can fly. You just seem so proud of your feathers before, but you also seem pretty happy with the bone wings, I suppose.
Her eye twitches a little. Yes, they were lovely, weren't they?
Aye, they were beautiful. You know, if
They were.
I still feel, you know, it was that dwarven ritual that kind of like, you know, helped you to realize the
twitch,
bone
twitch.
wings. But
Twitch.
so I feel a little bit responsible if it's ever something that you didn't want, you know, I would hope to be able to help you undo whatever it is.
Twitch.
But okay.
Okay, so
Well,
Artemisia finishes the
talk.
ritual.
Lila's just like smiling. She's been smiling this whole time, but now it gets a little frozen.
Yep.
Strokes her spell book a little bit. It's like, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
And you
Alright.
feel that comforting reassurance from your spell book. At least he's always with you. So Artemisia's ritual has finished, and as soon as you're done, the cat, which had basically laid down to take a nap, pops back up and looks over at you, Artemisia.
Hi. So you can talk to me now, right?
Yes.
What's your name?
Let's see. I had this written down. Hold on. Don't you hate it when you anticipate questions and then you click away from where you had the notes?
Well, I remember the short form, but I don't remember the Elven.
Yeah.
Full Elven.
She says, it's Mitzvalian. What's yours?
Artemisia. But
Oh.
you can call me Mia if you want, if familiars do that. I mean, I guess familiars would do that. I don't know.
Familiars. Yes. You can call me Mitzi. If
Okay.
masters do that.
That sounds weird.
Mistresses?
No.
People.
Yes.
Servants. Sorry, I was just going down the scale.
Okay, so
Is your sister all right? She looks sad.
yeah, let's go over and
I don't know what I'm doing because I don't know what a wristwatch is, but it's like flicking an
Just feel an
hourglass.
urge to tap your wrist for no reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
Let's go and talk. Like, can you like be like really nice and like purr at her?
Fine. Nice.
Like a cat thing. I don't know cats very well. Sorry.
You mean comforting?
Yes, that.
I can make an attempt.
So she's gonna go over to Tsetseliya and let Mitzi like walk on her own.
Okay. The cat hops down, kind of glides down onto the table next to Tsetseliya and looks up at Tsetseliya, blinks,
I was not paying attention to the cat.
and then rubs itself against Tsetseliya.
She jumps because.
Oh, hey! I didn't mean to startle you.
Okay. I don't know what you're doing. I've already. Yeah, Artemisia, your cat thing. That is this. I don't know. Are we there yet? Are we there?
Almost. It takes a little longer what it feels like in here.
Oh my
because of
god.
the ring. Sorry. But so you can like relax, but then it's not taking any more time. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that so Cyril is going to be free now and you're not wanting to worry about that right now, but maybe later, like going up against the Golden Raven, you might want a familiar to like help you out. So like I think that the two of you should make up if you can.
I could do something very important, Mitzi says.
Can you make this go faster, Mitzi?
No, but
Wait, do I know
make you
Mitzi's name?
feel. I can make you feel better about it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. You don't need to be turning it off because frankly, right now, this is what is keeping me up. This is what's keeping me going. You don't get to take away my experience.
I'm not going to take away your experience. I'm going to lower your blood pressure
No.
so that your head doesn't explode. You want your head to explode when you go into battle?
No, but I would like you not to try to it's not, things are not okay. And it's okay that they're not okay. All right?
Yeah, all right. Do you want me to scratch you? Would that help?
Amisha, I don't know if I like your cat.
I don't know if I like your sister.
She was trying to help, but and I don't know how to help you, and she doesn't either. So she's gonna like try to grab in the way that people who don't know cats very well sort of just awkward with them to like take
Mitzi
her back.
climbs back up on your shoulder.
Okay.
Your sister's in a bad way. She should really eat a mouse and calm down.
I will see about getting her to do that.
Maybe play with it a little bit.
I think you'd like Cyril. You get along with him.
He sounds like a commitment phobe. Okay. So as you've been riding along in the study in the ring, there's been this sensation of movement. Artemisia can perceive. Artemisia is the mistress of the ring. As though the building itself is moving. There's this faint tremble as it's moving through space, and then it stops. And you think you've arrived at your destination.
Held out for everybody's hands. So she can take it back out of the ring.
Celia is the first to snatch her hand.
Okay. So, yep, you hold everybody's hands. And sure enough, you pop out of the ring and you are holding hands around in a circle with Stong. And I am now putting you on the map for Roll20.
Thank God you all came out. I wasn't sure how to let you know we arrived.
So you're in an area of dense forest. There are stones standing on this little raised dais of earth. There's a single ray of sunlight shining down onto the stone nearest you.
That is super pretty.
It is.
This is a fantastic
work.
map.
Map hammer.
I cannot select my icon just in case it comes up later, like to
Oh my
make sure, like
God.
for
All
initiative or
right.
something
I'll
like
look into it.
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
they're on a different layer, I guess.
Yeah. All right. No, they're not configured properly. I'll just go through and do that. It's annoying how it takes so long to make.
Only
that
if you need us to take control or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Tsetseliya is gonna kind of make a fast circuit of this clearing, searching the trees around for movement. She's gonna sort of walk up to Stong, a little too close, come up a little too fast, and be like, where's the map say we need to go?
They told us to
Isn't-
come right here, where these standing stones are.
Yeah, as near as you can tell, this is the spot on the map.
I mean, I don't
so-
see any lizard men.
Tsetseliya, I would be a wolf, but I don't know what Mitzi would think. But you
That's a
could
good
be
idea.
wolf.
I'm gonna turn into a wolf and smell for lizard people.
Okay.
And at that
ahead
point, I probably
and
have to make some checks.
Yeah, make a perception check with advantage.
Who?
Cecilia.
The smelling.
Come on. Did it roll?
Sturge, if you want to search around, you can do that too. You do not have
Yep.
advantage on your check.
Okay. For some reason, D&D Beyond made me roll it 4 times. Let's take 14, which is apparently the only number I'm going to roll tonight. Just, to really emphasize Cecilia's being stuck on one thing, I am only going to roll 14s.
26.
Thank God you're here.
Okay, so
Also, we have a druid with us. So Rogar might be like, do you sense anything?
I'm trying to get Roll20 to cooperate, and it's for some reason not really doing it.
Roll 20.
Like, I'm just trying to configure the tokens to represent the characters they're supposed to represent, and they just for some reason it's just not taking. Anyway, yeah, all right. So you're doing some checks. Tsetseliya, you do smell something scaly and serpentine. Oh, I can see that Stephen has got Sturge to work. That's good.
Yeah, I can move Rogar. Where's Rogar want to go?
Oh, I can. No, I'm fine. I can move Rogar if I
Oh,
want to.
okay.
Can you
Yep.
Cecilia?
I
Which way is the smell? I will move toward it where I can.
Somehow Stephen
be
set
sure
up
of
these
it.
maps, even though I'm not sure he's a DM. on this.
Well, no, I logged into Dungeon Scrawlers to do it, and
I
now I'm
see.
logged in as myself.
I see. Oh my god, why is this not working?
Do you want me to log in as in Dungeon Scrawlers and figure it out for you while you do the DMing?
No, I mean I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I just don't know why it's
It
not.
looks like all of them are selectable except for Cecilia at this point. So if you've been going through it, it looks like whatever you're doing is working. So
Okay.
You just move me. So I want to move in the direction of the smell to the point where I can be sure of it.
Oh, are you a wolf right now?
I am a wolf right now.
Okay.
Boy,
I
wolf.
don't know if you can understand me when I say that. Maybe you ask the question and Cecilia looks at you like,
Okay.
Sturgis is going to go ahead and turn invisible.
Stong is configured.
Artemisia might be able to understand her, right? Just because of the Lithari-ness, right?
historically you have not.
No.
But
No, okay.
It's gonna fly up onto one of those stone arches and just take a look around. I can't move, Kalis. Oh wait, yes I can. Ah.
Yeah, you might be able to at this
I
point.
got her. Okay, cool. Everything's fixed. Yay!
Jeez.
Yay.
I don't know. Roll20 was just not cooperating.
You
Anyway,
just gotta play it cool.
All
Okay,
right,
so
so-
smell some scaly things. Sturge rolled a ridiculous perception. Does he see anything?
okay, Sturge,
Tracks, shadows,
Yes.
you do see some
saucy graffiti.
footprints in the soft moss that's grown up around the standing stones here. And you are aware of the smell of something serpentine, like snakes or something that has been in the area recently. You also smell cold, dried blood, like the smell of blood, which is what Tsetseliya is detecting as well.
I see blood and footprints. You wouldn't, this is Sturge's voice coming from the edge there. He's invisible. And these are clawed footprints or booted?
They are bare humanoid footprints.
Bare, but not clawed.
Correct. Like not booted, bare feet, maybe human feet.
Okay, but not lizard folk.
Not lizard folk.
See. And
you, with your high enough roll, you suspect that they are the footprints of a human man.
Lazar, it seems.
If I smell those footprints, do they smell like my father?
Yes.
Okay, so well, you're invisible, so I can't actually see you doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't.
Sturge will bring out one of his flaming juggling balls so that it will mark where he is.
Are they always on fire?
Why be invisible?
Yeah, they're,
The
flaming.
aesthetic.
They're lovely.
You just have like the fire in your pocket? Okay.
They're magical. They don't burn. They just,
I know.
so it'll look like there's a levitating ball of blue fire. And he's going to track where they go. That's possible. See if he can. Oh, how did he get such a lousy survival check? Oh, unless I rolled a 20. Oh no, that was
That's if you had
Rats.
advantage.
Yeah, maybe
Anyway,
He's found
so
the.
You're pretty sure that Lazar has been here in this grove.
I wonder if he came here for a purpose, maybe seeking a remedy for his problem.
If we found the footprints and they smell like Lazar, if I stay in the wolf farm, can I follow the scent?
Yeah. So following the scent leads you up to basically the back of the standing stones, where you find a bedroll that's crumpled up and ripped in half and covered in blood. You also find several teeth, like they look kind of like shark teeth.
Huh. Do they look like lycanthrope teeth?
And a jawbone that those teeth must have come out of.
Strange. What?
Next to a big pile of dust.
Do they look like a shapeshifter's tooth? I'm just asking.
They look like the teeth you might expect like a crocodile to have.
Actually, I'm going to take him anyway. Tsetseliya's going to pocket those teeth.
Yeah.
She will not address it.
It's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Seeing it, however, make an Arcana check, Tsetseliya.
Is Sturge with me? Can Sturge make one too?
I don't know. Is Sturge with you?
Yes, he's following her in the form of a glowing ball.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. So Tsetseliya, you as a wolf,
Remember stuff.
You're like, those teeth might help. And Sturge, you come upon the pile of dust with a few teeth and a jawbone and realize that it is the leavings of a disintegrate spell targeted at some kind of serpenty creature.
It seems your father managed to disintegrate a lizard folk here, but was unable to take out all of his friends at the same time. Perfect.
I feel like Tsetseliya is torn and kind of wanting to shake off the wolf because the wolf is not thinking fast and the wolf is not doing her favors. And at the same time, the only thing she's found is the faint smell. Does the smell go any farther than this?
It feels like it's coming from the ground itself. You have
Okay.
this overwhelming urge to dig.
Sturge
Okay.
wants to investigate these stones and see if there's any evidence of a hidden passage or
Okay,
anything
make an
like
investigation check and I'll get back to you.
Tsetseliya's gonna turn back into a half elf and kind of shake herself and be like, I think this is where it is. I think there must be it feels like he's underground, like the wolf wants to dig. And I'm not doing that. But they couldn't have just dug a hole and then filled it back in. I mean, look at this stuff. It didn't move. So
Rogar
that's a good
invest-
idea, Sturge.
Oh,
So meanwhile, Rugar, as you're standing there, Ruin is kind of standing kind of close to you. And
Hi.
he looks agitated, perhaps. He says, I'm not sure we should be here. I didn't
What is it, Rowan?
this I'm worried that if I tell you, you'll be upset.
If it affects our getting to Lazar, you just tell me and we'll deal with the upset later if there is anything to be upset about.
I've been here before, and he looks over at Artemisia.
You've been here before.
Does Artemisia recognize this place?
No.
Oh, is this the grove you were talking about? Where your mother's grove or whatever?
He sucks in a sharp breath. And it is at the point that you hear the snapping of twigs and footfalls coming through the forest as folk start to emerge from the growth.
I rolled a 23 investigation
Okay,
before they did that.
cool. Wow, they're really close together. All right.
Hello.
Hello, by the way. Okay. And it is the masked witches and the berserkers.
Oh, dang it.
I have a moment here to think maybe I should have just given them the damn mask.
And the young one, that is, let's see. I'll ping her on the map. Hold on one second. That is this one here. Says, "Huh, you were right. We just had to keep following the mask. It was very strange that it disappeared for a time." And the older one says, "Mask, don't tell them our magical secrets." And she goes, "Oh, yes, of course." And the witches step forward and they say, "We have no quarrel with you. We simply wish to find the treasonous one. But you
Wait.
ran from us." All right, so I will give you some information because you did make that 23 investigation check.
Yeah.
So the standing stones themselves don't appear to have any kind of mechanical devices or anything attached to them. They do have some very, very, very ancient, faded, carved runes in them. You flipped on your arcane sight. You didn't see any particular magic about the standing stones, but you do. As soon as you do that, the forest seems a little brighter, like it comes to life in this vibrant sort of light hanging all around you. And then you saw, the witches who were cloaked in magical protections and their berserkers who also have some kind of magic flowing about them, so that it immediately drew your attention to them.
Okay.
And the lead witch says, "Our bargain is no longer on the table. Now we shall expect your immediate surrender. Lay down your arms, and you shall come with us.
No,
What?
Then give
That-
us the rebellious one, and we shall let you go."
we don't have him.
Maybe we can make a deal here. I know that the earlier one was
Try my patience.
not on the table,
Like a
but
storm upon a mountainside. Tell me what deal you would make, and this is your last chance.
You're
Um,
trying my patience.
wait, since you were
Start
following,
just start singing invisibly. There's this fire orb just singing the song.
we have an idea where the owner of this mask is, and clearly you do not, because you were following the mask rather than you're following us rather than going to him directly. And we have need of him to perform one task for us, and then you may have him. And so that seems like a reasonably simple and constrained deal. We will lead you to him. He will perform the task for us, and then you may take him away.
But you cannot. We cannot reveal yourself to him until he has performed the task. Otherwise, he may not be so willing to do so.
Perhaps
Okay,
one of you.
Artemisia, make a
could come with
persuasion check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when do I roll?
With disadvantage, since you did just roll, you did just run away from them. So
Well, I'm using my fancy new die that does it both at once. So,
excellent.
oh, geez, Louise, that spread. All right. So, it's 12, instead of 28.
Ow.
Rogar will try something when he sees like if he kind of sees like them like her faltering and them sort of not buying into it, then he would summon Vindicator.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a good peaceful move.
No, he would summon Vindicator and say, "I am a representative of justice. You can, I'm sure with your magics, you can detect the truth of that from this weapon that I hold, this divine weapon that I hold. I'm a divine arbiter of justice, and we would see Lazar brought to your justice. And as a cleric of Sharindlar, I hope that you can take my word for it. If not, I would be willing for you to cast a truth spell upon me. But we promise we will deliver Lazar to your justice once he has served his task for us. Otherwise,
okay.
you can fight us, and you weaken yourselves before you would go to fight Lazar, and you may find that we will weaken you such that you could not take Lazar after."
All right, go ahead and make a persuasion check, please, or an intimidation check if you prefer. Sounds
Oh,
like
he's
you're
trying
kind
to
of it being
persuade.
intimidating.
Oh, I think I'd try persuade. I'm trying to persuade them.
Stong chips in from the back. He like points at himself and he's like, "Yeah, this is what we're gonna do to you."
I got to
Perfect.
15.
Okay. Yeah, so that elder witch lady
Mhm.
looks at you, and you cannot see her expression, but it feels like the grove just becomes a bit colder.
Cool.
And she says, "What care I for your justice, dwarf? I serve the interests of Rashomon. My justice is above such petty concerns as yours. You are all thieves and liars and in league with the betrayer, as near as I can tell, and you shall all be coming with me." And it is at that point that another voice echoes around the grove and says, "I think not." And a mist springs up around the grove, just filling the area.
That's pretty.
And
It
that voice is speaking in Rashemi, by the way. So, people who speak Rashemi will understand exactly what it's saying. And the voice says, You have come to my domain. This is not for you to impose your will in this place. Only my will matters, and that of my blood. Be gone. This is your final warning.
Do I recognize this voice?
Make an insight check.
We should also ask the same thing. Like, this is not like a male voice that we've heard
It's,
before.
Yeah,
it's
10.
definitely a woman's voice. It sounds, you do not recognize that voice. The
suspect
fog
Artemisia
is
might.
mostly, yeah, Artemisia, you do recognize that voice, even if the language is unfamiliar. And Ruan goes, and
Artemisia is holding her Tessum. It's hers now.
and the fog has enshrouded the berserkers, who are now stumbling around, lost. And the witches turn to you, and they say, "Betrayers, all of you, in league with a Durthan." And that voice speaks, "Oh yes, you throw around your term for a fallen witch as you will. None of you will leave here alive." And
While they're arguing, is there anything I can find that would be a passageway of some sort?
So with your massive investigation check, you realize that the earth near where you're standing is quite soft. Like it has
Did
recently,
literally dig a hole?
like something has recently dug there and then filled it back in,
Huh.
possibly physically or possibly with magic. Unclear.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a passage, that seems like the most
George is right
passage.
behind, just gonna grope in the dark because you're there somewhere towards the little glowing ball. Just be like, it's here, it's here, it's here.
What's here?
He's under here. There's a hole. Like, look, we got a distraction. Let's just start digging. Or I don't know. Do you have a spell that will make the dirt go away?
No.
I
I
do,
believe
but
Rogar.
Ah, dang it, Broker's up in the front.
Yeah.
And then
This
you
is
see,
why I hate a battle map.
Then you see a cloaked, then you see a cloaked figure step out of the mist. She is fairly slight of build, and is wearing a deep green cloak, from which you can see locks of silvery hair falling down. And she raises up her gaze, and she has kind of pale skin and silvery eyes. And she holds out her hand, and a green spear appears in it.
Spear or sphere?
Spear.
Wait, now do I know who this is?
Yes.
Okay.
And she
Well.
says, "You will not harm my daughters."
George, we got two choices. Either we dig a hole fast or I'm gonna kill her.
Is this your mother?
Yeah, I think so.
And on that note, that's all the time we have for tonight. Come back next week to see the battle among the witches, the spear witch, and Tsetseliya and her companions. And it's just going to be a huge mess. And this is great. So I have been Eric Scott DeVee, the DM of this campaign. Thank you so much for coming with us on this journey. Put in your bets on Discord about which side.
Yeah,
you
not next
think
week.
will-
Not next
Not
week.
next
Eric.
week. We are
Not
not
next
streaming
Right,
next
sorry.
week.
We are not actually streaming next week, so you're going to have to hold on to this cliffhanger for 2 weeks because, as we mentioned earlier, there is a no Twitch day where we're boycotting to push Twitch to deal with its troll brigade problem. Hopefully that can be resolved and we can all get back to giving you the entertainment that you so crave. Anyway, thanks for coming with us. On Discord, put in your suggestions for how you think this battle will go. I do want to point out that Skaha has indeed cast the spell Druid Grove, so that might weigh into your calculations. Anyway, take it away, Aaron.
I'm Erin M. Evans. You can find me on Twitter at Erin M. Evans. You can catch me on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. on twitch.tv/CND Games. That is Pacific time for Champions of Lore with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis, where we talk about the lore behind our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
I've been Rhiannon Held. My latest book is Idyllion, which is a collection of my space opera novellas under the author R.Z. Held. And for all of our different books, check out the Amazon widget on Twitch and our website, dungeonscrawlers.com. Tonight, thank you to our moderators, Shay, Mardug, and Seldering.
Hello, I'm Yang Wang, and before I tell you about our charity for the week, I really want to ask, how much of that conversation that just happened did Stong actually understand? Because what language did you say they were speaking to each other again?
Rashemi.
Okay.
Just retcon that to common, because otherwise I feel like this didn't involve anybody, and I'm
fine.
like,
well, it's
We're all just like,
fun.
you guys seem to have something
I
to
guess
work
so.
out. We'll just be
I guess
over
so.
each other.
we can retcon that to common, because the witches would have, been communicating to all of you that they want you to drop your arms and not wave them around like you just don't care. So yeah,
Okay.
we can retcon that. Anyway, you all know what's going to happen.
Cool. So our charity of the week is a really important charity for these times. I don't know if y'all have been keeping up on the world news, but the Afghanistan war just ended. Some things are happening over there as people try to both flee the country and continue on with their lives there. So the charity that we wanted to highlight this week is the International Rescue Committee. You could reach them at rescue.org. The International Rescue Committee responds to the world's worst humanitarian crises and helps people whose lives and livelihoods are shattered by conflict and disaster to survive, recover, and gain control of their future. They operate in more than 40 countries and over 20 US cities, and they have dedicated teams who provide clean water, shelter, healthcare, education, and empowerment support to refugees and displaced peoples. To look at their Afghanistan page specifically, go to rescue.org/country/Afghanistan. So, touching upon Afghanistan a little bit, so in Kabul alone, they are recording some 17,600 people who have been internally displaced from their homes in the city, who are still trying to survive and keep their lives in the city, and they're in dire need of food, water, healthcare, and other aid that this organization provides. And in last year alone, this organization provided over 1 million Afghans with such services. So please visit them and consider supporting them, or share what they do with somebody who might.
I'm Stephen Merlino. By the way, Yang, that's a really cool. The layout for the stream is really cool looking today.
Oh, thanks.
Good job on that. I don't normally look at the Twitch thing because it distracts me, but I'm looking at it now. It's really cool. I'm Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on a YouTube channel linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click the subscribe button to support us and the bell to get notified as we release new content.
I'm Emily Tang. Thank you all for watching us, for making it possible for us to do this stream and all.
Yeah.
And I'm Ren Henderson. Thank you all for watching. The fun continues over on our Discord. We'll be chatting and especially with a week gap, come on over and have some fun with us. Speculate, share, share in the geek culture that we enjoy over there. And then if you're new to the stream, hopped in one of the raids or whatever, come check out our website, www.dungeonscrawlers.com. You can find info on the players, the characters, recaps of all our past episodes, lots of good info over there, as well as links to our books and other things like that. I will second Stephen's kudos to Yang. He's done an amazing job of every week just updating our layouts and keeping everything working. So Really, really appreciate that. I think we all do. And then, yeah, and thank you to everyone who subscribed, gave bits, followed us. You know, that keeps us going. You know, the morale and the money doesn't hurt either. So thank you very much. And until 2 weeks from now, stay scrawly.